Help support the companies that support our community. I got this piece of wood from Mark, a buddy of mine here in Oregon. It's about 12 inches in diameter. What I'm going to do is shape the outside of it with a bowl gouge, put a tenon down on it, and then clean out the inside, and then we'll get to putting some aluminum and resin in the rim. After I got it turned, I went ahead and made my own little curly cues. I've had these aluminum blocks for years. I got them years ago when I worked at Freightliner. Okay, confession, I'm a bit of a hoarder, but they were selling them for scrap price and I knew they would come in handy sometime. So I just drilled into them, create these little curly cues, and then I filled in that channel with the aluminum pieces, and then I use supercast. So this is a deep pour resin and you won't get air bubbles with it. You just mix it up slowly by hand and it works great for things like this. The channel is a little over ½ an inch deep and I just filled everything in, let it dry overnight. Actually, it takes a little bit longer than that to dry with the supercast. It's got a little bit more of a curing time on it. So I think about a day and a half or so. But it works great for filling stuff in like this or doing stuff like river tables, things like that. But yeah, I just put 1 drop of that opaque dye in there because that stuff is super concentrated, so you could still see into it just a little bit, but it worked out great. And I post some pictures on Instagram and Facebook about with all the shavings, the aluminum sticking out of it, and I think a couple people were scared that I was going to leave them in there. But I went ahead and switched to the negative rate cutter once it all cured. And so I just kind of snuck up on that on the sides I had there, because if you use a regular tool on that, it will try and grab and bite into that resin. So the negative rake is great for that. It just took off little shavings, and then once it hit the resin, it just cut along that. So I went ahead and shaved both the sides off, inside and out. And once I got down past the top lip there, or where the bottom of where the resin was, I went ahead and switched back over to the regular cutter and cleaned up the outside and inside. I sanded everything up to 240 and then I blew all the dust out of it before putting on the gloss. So I used a gloss clear on this, and the reason I did that was to get the resin rim to pop, to get it to shine back up. Not normally a big fan of putting the gloss clear on the wood, but for something like this, I really wanted the rim on this to shine. So I think it came out nice. The final dimension, it's 11 by oh, I don't know, about 4, so yeah, right at 4. But yeah, so it was a fun one. You could leave the sides on it if you wanted to do just like an inlay in it. You wouldn't obviously have to go so deep, but because that resin just penetrates right down into the wood, it's on there. It just bonds itself to it. So it's an easy way to do something like that. I would just be careful when you're taking those sides off too. The negative rake works great for it because it's just taking a just fine little cut, and it works fantastic on the resin, something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I was kind of thinking of something else to do, and this bowl, I think when he gave it to me, it had a natural edge on the one side. So normally you do a natural edge or something like that on it, but I needed a clean rim, so I flipped it around and did the other way. It's just a beautiful piece of maple. All right, I think that was about it on the bowls. Kind of basic bowl with the lip down in it, but yeah, it's fun, and it sticks good to it. Oh, one thing, if that's what it was, I was going to, if you're going to do something like this, put the thin CA glue, especially if you don't want to have to resin or clear the bowl, or because it discolors the wood a little bit. There's a couple little spots in it where, because I put that black dye in there, it seeped down into the wood, and it was really hard to sand out. So if you're going to do it, do a little channel like that, coat the whole thing with thin CA glue, and then that way I'll keep it from bleeding into the wood. And then just be careful when you pour it in, and it actually probably won't take as much resin to do it either, because it soaks into the wood if you don't do it, and you have to keep putting little bits of resin in there until it fills it up. So that's a tip. Coat it with CA or something to get it to, you could actually probably spray it with the clear too, that might work too, and get it to stop soaking into it. But yeah, on the next one I'll do that. One other thing, the virtual craft festival is tomorrow, August 22nd. So I will put a link down below in the description to the website. It has everybody's name on there who's going to be in it. It's going to start off in England, and then we'll finish it up here in the US. So it's super cool. We got a couple people outside of England too, and there are people doing everything from pottery to scroll sawing to wood turning. So it should be a fun day. I'm going to finish it up here in the US. But I'll have a link down below for the website, so you can check it out and check out everybody that's going to be involved. Should be a fun one. All right, we'll see you next time.